Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Shift Break from Keys to the Shop. This is Chris DeFurio, and I hope that you're having an amazing day today. I wanted to talk to you today about something that I noticed over the course of the weekend. If you listen to this week's episode on Tuesday, Baristas Speak Volume 3, then you know that I went to Nashville to the Coffee Champs qualifying event and was able to watch a bunch of different competitions and interview a few people. Definitely go and check out that episode. But I wanted to talk about something real quick here today that I think is really important for us to grasp in retail, in the shop. And that is the idea that these competitions can either be an enhancement for what's already happening in your shop or a supplement for what's not happening in your shop. Now, what I mean by this is that for a lot of baristas, they go into competition because they don't really feel challenged in the place they work. They want to push themselves more, but there's really no place for them to go, and so they turn to competitions. And unfortunately, a lot of cafes get by with the bare minimum of training and education and opportunities, and therefore baristas start to feel like, well, first of all, maybe I need a different job. Second of all, while I'm looking for a different job, maybe I can go and learn something in the greater industry, which, of course, there's nothing wrong with that. You should do that. But the thing is that you don't want your baristas, you don't want your staff to go looking for opportunities to challenge themselves, to grow, because they're not being challenged or not growing where they are. So the challenge to all of us is, how are we creating the kind of environment in the shop that is rewarding to the staff, that it's a kind of environment where you can see your growth and see your progress, the way that baristas see their progress and get the satisfaction of challenging themselves after a competition. You know, myself having been in the competition circuit quite a long time ago, I still remember the nerves and the pressure and the practicing, striving for a goal and having a clear goal in mind. And even if I didn't do it perfectly, but I made progress, it was satisfying to me. And competitions were a great way for me to stretch myself. You have people who hire coaches to help them in their routines. You have a community at the competitions, in the prep rooms, where everyone is encouraging each other to do their best and to, be there for one another. And so what does that look like in your shop? How can you kind of recreate that atmosphere, that energy in your shop? I know that every day in the shop is not going to bring you the satisfaction of challenge and the support of your coworkers, and every day is not going to be amazing. But I think we can create an atmosphere where we are coaching our baristas, where our community is encouraging to one another, where we are challenging the staff and challenging ourselves in the shop, so that when we go to competition, it's not this foreign experience. We're not going in there with a vacuum, but we're going in there full of experiences, and this is just the icing on the cake. And so, I don't know, I'm just thinking about that, and I wish that you would find more coffee shops around the world where there was this kind of camaraderie, this kind of challenge, and this kind of community of focusing on a goal, striving to achieve it, and really being there for one another, the way that we see in competitions. So let's strive to make that a reality as much as we can in our coffee shops. So if you've never been to one of these competitions before, I highly encourage you to get involved, volunteer, or if you want to just attend the event and watch what happens. Pay attention to the energy in the room and look and see what would it be like if your cafe had that kind of energy. Let's challenge ourselves to enhance the experience for staff in our coffee shops and make these competitions a really great addition to an already excellent culture instead of a replacement for the lack of one. I hope this was a helpful episode for you, and I will see you here next week for another edition of Shift Break from Keys to the Shop.